damage telescope. Japanese steelmaker Nippon Steel's proposed purchase of Pittsburgh-based U.S. Steel is off. President Biden has blocked the transaction.
The union was still against the deal. Not only U.S. Steel's leadership, but also investors and even some of its workers have started to favor this deal because the financial situation of U.S. Steel has been quite challenging, and Nippon has committed to investing almost $3 billion over the next few years.
The BBC's Marika Oy, in a statement this morning, Mr. Biden says we need major U.S. companies representing the major share of U.S. steelmaking capacity to keep leading the fight on behalf of America's national interests. President-elect Trump also opposed roughly $15 billion purchase of U.S. steel by Nippon. Today's day could determine if House Speaker Mike Johnson gets to keep the Speaker's gavel. Congress reconvenes, and one of the first orders of business for the House will be to elect a Speaker. Johnson has the backing of President-elect Trump, but will that be enough?
Johnson's team and Trump officials have discussed the list of GOP holdouts for the president-elect to call. According to 3 Republicans who are granted anonymity to speak candidly, Johnson has signaled he's willing to make some concessions to keep the gavel as hardliners make various demands, including top positions on the Rules Committee and commitments on spending. Trump has argued publicly and privately that Johnson is the only Republican who can secure the 218 necessary to win the post, a critical step for both Trump and GOP lawmakers to quickly implement his agenda. Bernie Bennett, Washington.
The FBI says the man who drove a pickup truck into a crowd in New Orleans acted alone and had pledged allegiance to ISIS. The attack killed 14 people, injured many more. On Wall Street, ahead of this morning's opening bell, the Dow futures up 129 points, NASDAQ futures ahead 80. More on these stories at townhall.com.
You know, we talk about Relief Factor and how so many people enjoy a better, more pain-free life because of it. If you're dealing with everyday pain, it makes sense you'd want to try it first. Well, Relief Factor makes that pretty pain-free too with their 3-week quick start for only $19.95, less than $1 a day. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain temporarily, it helps reduce or eliminate pain. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF, 800-4-RELIEF for Relief Factor.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money, but if you can get both, why not? Especially when it comes to healthcare, and that's MediShare. You get both. The typical family saves $500 a month, and they love it. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. So yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Call now. You can get a price within 2 minutes. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE.
The Gaza war grinds on. The death toll continues to mount.
Staff at the Al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital say more than a dozen women and children were killed in strikes that hit various places in central Gaza, including Nusret, Zaweda, Maghazi, and Deir al-Balah. At Deir al-Balah, people carry wrapped dead bodies, placing them outside the hospital's emergency department, while others pray for the victims. There's been no immediate comment from the Israeli military on the strikes. Israelis also woke up to attacks early Friday morning. Officials saying missiles were fired into the country from Yemen, which set off air raid sirens in Jerusalem and central Israel and sent people scrambling to shelters. I'm Charles Tillett.
Republican and Trump ally Jennifer Gonzalez-Colon has been sworn in as Puerto Rico's new governor. She takes office at a time of widespread anger over a blackout that hit the U.S. territory days ago. Breaking news, analysis, Town Hall.
Truth is the authority. All right, first thing, bring your A game because I'll take nothing less. We're going to have an open and honest discussion, but the facts matter. Let's talk about the people. It's common sense. It's principles and policies that work for everybody. I just want to talk about how to fix this country. The Daily Whip Show.
What? Poor dude, who?
Focusing on the terror attack timeline in New Orleans, and still many questions to be answered about the Cybertruck.
I hate that this fucking program leaves out some of the
came out of North Carolina yesterday turned out to be false. No explosive devices were found after a threat shut down I-85.
Oh, yeah.
There is a tractor-trailer driver
Yeah, I'm not working a full day today, though, for sure this time.
Later today, as we watch that story.
And I was gonna go do some work in Green Springs tonight, but I'm saving it till tomorrow because I'm bushed. I'm tired.
Congress steps onto the floor en masse, and we'll begin with Congressman Michael Waltz from Florida's 6th District, the incoming National Security Advisor designated by the President-elect Trump. And yesterday, Michael, on this show, this is what Tom Homan, the incoming
And tonight's date night too.
had
So
to say, and he shared his concerns about New Orleans and beyond.
Well, I've been complaining about this for 4 years, as you know. I know what I think was happening now between Las Vegas and New Orleans. I think we got 2 U.S. citizens. I think we got 2 people that served in the military. I think that 2 suicide attacks. They knew they weren't coming home from this. I think they're both inspired by ISIS. And I think there's going to be a bigger connection with these people.
So, Congressman, great to have you here. Really appreciate you joining me this morning ahead of a busy day for you. But let's dive right in. Your response to Tom Homan's comments.
we got a little bit of snow.
Well, taking a step back before we dive into the individual incident, the terrorists didn't get the memo that the Biden administration wanted the war on terrorism to view, starting with the disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan. So we have terrorism brewing and resurgent coming back again all over the world. In Afghanistan, they've realized Osama bin Laden's dream, which is to have an Islamic extremist caliphate. Unfortunately, now they have billions in their own equipment. They have an international airport and the functions of a government. They're increasingly reaching out to for international recognition. So essentially, you have
Gonna stop and get gas.
That's the bad
And the
news,
coffee.
Really bad news. And don't forget, you still have ISIS camps of tens of thousands of fighters and their families that the Kurds have been guarding in Syria after President Trump came in and pushed up the caliphate that was in northern Iraq and Syria, launching attacks all over Europe and in the United States. And you take all of this and overlay it, which Tom Homan was
Maybe a maple donut. We'll see if they have any. That actually doesn't sound bad today. Michael's Bakery, which is closed until Monday, so we're only doing catering. Look at that blue sky. Blue sky restoration. Oh, that's something.
Over the years, and you and I have certainly talked about this, many of the attacks in the United States, however small, and thankfully some ineffective in their being carried out, but the asymmetrical nature of the threat and where we are today, and then let's zero in on New Orleans. We've seen this track. Have too many people chosen to ignore it, including the Biden administration?
Well, this is my concern, and what we'll have to dig into is that, when you have finite resources, as you should, in our federal law enforcement, and when it seems that their priorities were just so long, upside down, and ridiculous, frankly, that, we've got an entire task force, monitoring Twitter and, quote, misinformation. You've got them going after families that had concerns about school board curriculum. You have them writing up analytic papers on Catholic extremists. We remember the massive stand down of the entire Defense Department and military over white supremacy, when a year later it turned out that it was a fraction of a percent of anybody that had actually participated in that. So long way of saying, I'm very worried, and have been for some time, that they've taken their eye off the ball, whether it's domestic homegrown Islamic extremism those coming across our border, amongst the millions that have poured across, or the terrorist sanctuaries and caliphates that are brewing overseas, that, again, eye off the ball, and now once again the Trump administration will have to come in and clean it up to keep America safe.
Let's zero in on New Orleans for the moment, and the early statements that were made. I want to get past all of that, the contradictions, the confusion, or the mistakes. But yesterday in the press conference, the deputy director, the agent in charge, Rhea, made it clear from his perspective that there were no other people involved in the attack. But I noticed missing from that was, are there others of concern, people of interest? It seems like they want to walk away from that, but yet do we have enough information now to say that there is no one else?
Yeah, unfortunately, David, I have been in touch with my counterpart, the current National Security Advisor, Jake Sullivan, and relying on what they're feeding us, and they have evolved from multiple people of interest, and now it seems the FBI settled that he, quote, conducted the attack on his own. But I think what you're getting at is, was there any type of plotting, planning, resourcing from abroad, from any terrorist group abroad? If he truly was radicalized here, was there an imam? Was there a mosque? Was there some type of cultural center that could also be radicalizing others? But I still think there is a lot to learn on the individual that was attacked, and then there are still bigger questions. Do we have an Islamic extremist problem within our military? Have we been looking at the wrong type of extremist because of this administration's obsession with DEI? Right? So, number one. Number two, the coincidences are just too big in my mind. Both military with the Las Vegas attack and the
That wind is blowing. 50 bucks.
At Fort.
It's only a 12-gallon tank.
Same modality with the vehicle, same rental service. It's kind of I don't believe in conspiracy theories, but I don't believe in coincidences either. That's just too much. And yet, what the intelligence community and the Bureau, to an extent, always seem to do
12 gallons,
12.04
gallons.
We're seeing nothing in the intel that they were led. Well, but what they don't
come up to 38.42.
Limited picture they may have into some of these terrorist groups, and what a limited picture they have into these two individuals' lives, and it just, the media then runs with it. There was no.
I'll go 400 miles on that.
If you're looking in the forest and you can only see a few
trees,
and you didn't see any fall, that doesn't mean others weren't falling around.
It says 363 because I've been letting it sit and run. So the mileage estimate is lower than it usually is.
And in the case of Shamsuddin Jabbar, he converted to Islam, and of course, in the past, I've seen many of these suspects or attackers in the United States being converts, and I wonder if that makes
starting to snow hard.
Likely targets for those who wish to radicalize them, whether online or given the fact that we've had unknowns come across our border, including hundreds from special interest countries, tied to Tajikistan, that arrest months ago, 8 individuals. All of this and more, does this create a new
whiteout conditions here
environment for people within? And it's a big deal.
That wind is blowing.
My question,
I got decent tires.
And that, has that been infiltrated?
Well, we know that ISIS, Al-Qaeda, and these groups specifically target converts.
It's slippery out.
Clearly people who are in some way, somehow dissatisfied with their kind of current place in their own lives and in society, are looking for something else. They're epitomes looking for purpose. You add on top of that military training and then post-military training, where they had a sense of purpose in their service, with their platoon mates, with their mission, and now no longer have it. One of the biggest
I'm in no hurry.
PTSD and depression in the veteran community, that lack of purpose. So we know that ISIS in particular is really mastering.
Man, that wind is blowing though.
Giving these people
having a hard time just keeping it straight.
So to speak.
This idiot
What has me concerned of a lot.
This idiot thinks four-wheel drive means he can drive on fast on ice.
Either this was
Go ahead, dumbass.
A real descent into a dark place for a veteran, a highly trained.
Oh, here we go.
Green Beret that somehow did a fantastical suicide. Or
Morning, Brandon.
Active duty suicide, first ever that I would know of. Active duty soldier who conducted a suicide bombing. Much like the type that we all dealt with and experienced overseas. And again, in the list of coincidences, that it was a
there's plenty of them here because they make them here. So they get a discount on them if they build them.
So I think there is so much to unpack, and you're right. There just seems to be kind of a shoulder shrug of, well, this was.
I think they should just call them after the company that makes them now. There's no such thing as Jeep anymore.
And I think the
It's all Stellantis.
Incentivized, frankly, to not have to admit that they just allowed a complex, multi-pronged, coordinated attack, on a major holiday.
What kind of mileage are you getting on your Stellantis?
There are a lot of questions that we need answered, and to eliminate without evidence makes no sense at all. You've got a busy day, and Michael, I really appreciate your time this morning. As you know, my friend, today we have another important moment in the incoming administration. Certainly,
yeah, I'm good with going as slow as the trucks today.
Donald Trump, his team, and the American people have voted.
They're able to communicate at least with each other a little bit and let each other know how these roads are. So looks like they're not treated at all. Yeah, that feels like they're not treated at all too, man. It's fucking slippery. That's black ice underneath there.
And have them in place day one, because transition is a time for maximum vulnerability from attacks from abroad and within. So that's the first part of the team. And then secondarily, this legislative agenda. My message, his message has been he was elected with an overwhelming mandate, popular vote, all 7 swing states.
Nope, no points for accidents.
Desperately want change. They bought into his agenda.
I got a $1,000 deductible. So trying to keep them insurance rates low. It's supposed to. That's only a high of 28 today, so I don't. The only way it's going to be less icy is if they plow and treat the road. This road has not been treated at all. I filled up to try and put some weight on here too. Plus I needed gas, but I mean I could have gone to work and back without filling up. But I'm cool with doing 35 and a 55. You know that's right. I got T-boned one time after putting fucking brand new tires on my F-150. Totaled. I'm like, I want my wheels off the truck. If you're gonna total it, I want my wheels. I've got a 50-pound bag of kitty litter back there. I got plenty of weight. When you fill this thing up, 12 gallons makes it super stable. The tires are, I mean, they're not brand new, but they're decently new. Yeah, that's the double bonus of it. And kitty litter's cheap. Well, at least at Costco it is. No rush, guys. I'm giving you plenty of room. Man, that was exciting how...
There's a lot on the table. Well, there always is, but there is certainly more
Yeah.
on the table. Later on this hour, Congressman Darrell
Yeah, my son keeps those long tubes of sand. For his pick, he's got a big F-250 diesel. I think it's a 7.2 or 6.3 or whatever they are.
Here in the United States, after all, we have the Navy, the Army, all the services. Why do we not have that next space war is being carried out as we speak? And the telecom hacks that globally have been happening. I and you, many others listening, were caught up in with security information years ago from China. Telecom hack.
I'm going out and leave my wipers out.
That announcement 2 days ago from China and many, many more. And then Gordon Chang, author of The Coming Collapse.
Extend them when I stop, so
Local governments in America
easier to clean.
infiltrated by Chinese Communist Party.
Parked close to the building today, so hopefully it'll deter how much fucking snow I get on me.
Coming up right after that, CEOs After Web.
Will Calvajorge coming up next at noon East after the David Webb Show on SiriusXM Patriot.
Ben and John here, the People Shark. In the early days of Google, I relied on my personal credit cards and faced overwhelming debt. I was on the verge of losing my home and my company. I got lucky. My company's success.
Turn it into your own little killdozer, huh?
I'd love to save them from debt. And that's why
Concrete reinforced.
National Debt Relief. They have a proven track record of helping people get out of debt quickly, saving them thousands. Their award-winning program is simple and hassle-free. National Debt Relief can create personalized plans for your financial situation and help reduce your debt. They've helped hundreds of thousands of people, and they can help you too. Take your first step towards a better financial future. Call National Debt Relief today.
To find out what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-710-7878. 800-710-7878. Again, that's
You got to be careful not to fucking puncture your bed with the pickaxe.
We know many of you are searching for just that right pre-owned luxury vehicle. That's why I want to tell you about JoePerlo.com. At JoePerlo.com, you can browse.
I think they've done something with the freeway here, though. This one's not nearly as bad. Yeah, this looks like it's had some salt on it. Either the salt solution, well, it must have been the salt solution because I don't see any I'm not seeing granules anywhere.
With the election won,
yeah, they must have sprayed it.
Poised to benefit from President Trump's policies, and savvy investors are positioned to cash in. Will you be one of them? When it comes to the stock market, there's a lot of guessing going on, but here's someone who never guesses. Author and Fox Business News host Charles Payne.
An immense window of opportunity is opening, and if you don't adjust your investing strategies now, you and your portfolio may miss out. Think about all the parabolic stock moves you've missed simply because you weren't prepared. Well, not this time. My new book, Unbreakable Investor, will teach you how I'm already capitalizing on today's opportunities with winning trades to cash in. We won the election. Now let's make your investments win. Just text me right away, and I'll text you back a link to
There's
get
a salt
your
truck up ahead.
of Unbreakable Investor delivered to your door.
See if he's spraying or dumping salt.
505-505 and just cover shipping to claim your free copy of Charles Payne's
It's like a tanker, so it's probably spraying.
Text cash to 505-505. Text cash to 505-505.
Message and data rates may apply.
Economic opportunity.
Moral order. Conservative principles live here.
We are
SiriusXM Patriot Channel 125.
No, it's salt. Feel it. Wiper on my side's not doing that well.
Happy New Year, David. Wish us on better terms, but we got to look a lot. Well, first of the thing you talk about terrorists. Well, business 44 and 46 were helping fund terrorism. So then we wonder why we have to cross the United States. That's part of the issue. The other thing I heard the last
fucking salt truck.
Doing this stuff have attacked congressional offices, everything else. We've identified one of them. We need to start identifying them. If they're here,
Ting, ting, ting. Yeah.
guess what? You better sign up for online classes because you're out of the United States.
Look,
You need to get started with that.
the
We'll allow them
missing,
to do whatever they want.
a missing part of this, I don't know if you want to call it reaction in the last 24 hours since this terrorist attack in New Orleans. Where are all the pro-Hamas, pro-terrorist supporters? Where's Sean Fain, the president of the UAE?
I like it when they use the brine. I prefer that. Usually that's for like pre-treating though. There's a fucking piggy up here.
They're nowhere to be found because it's not politically convenient for them for the moment.
Piggy, piggy, piggy.
That while they supported the people who are
Ma'am.
supporting terrorism in any form, whether in Gaza, Israel, or anywhere it happens, it's just not politically convenient. But this is the environment we live in, and I'll have it, throughout the show and throughout the days, and I don't know however.
Yeah, that's what they use up. They use up in Canada too. They use cinder and sand.
All else fails, they continue to lie.
But I mean, one of the biggest salt mines in the world is underneath Cleveland, so it goes all the way up into Michigan. Goes under Lake Erie.
This is what was important to them. The burnishing of the legacy of Joe Biden. I can't wait to hear what he has to say at Carter's funeral, and how he will try to burnish his legacy by standing there next to Jimmy Carter. Mike, Alabama, 866-95-PATRIOT. Go ahead.
I actually looked for maple donut. They didn't have any. Oh yeah, salt is so bad for steel. Speaking of steel, I hear they nixed the Nippon U.S. Steel deal. Biden killed it. Yeah, that's why I wash my car, at least for the undercarriage, quite a bit, even in the wintertime. I don't get the whole waxy thing, but the whole ultimate. Well, just this morning. Let me check. I'll check the cameras there now, see if anyone else is there. I'm pretty sure I'll be by myself, but we'll see. Nope, somebody's there. Door's open. They're probably not going to be there long. fucking answering a text while I'm driving in the show. This, man, we drove right out of it, didn't we? Look at this shit. We barely got any snow on the ground here. That's crazy. Went from a fucking whiteout. Look at that. It's like I drove into a different world. And I'm heading north. Oh shit, I'm Mexican here. That's so weird. Must be a little band. Band of precipitation right there along the Black Forest or Black Swamp area there. Yeah, watch for snipers. I don't know if you guys can see the mural as we approach it here. Actually, I'm gonna pop it off. I'll show you. There's a mural on the riverside that faces. If you're looking at it from the other sides, look at. It's a big old mural on the other side of it. I don't know if I've showed you that before. I don't want to lose my sound again. I don't know how I lost my sound the other day or yesterday. I mean, I was hitting every button, muting, unmuting. It's not Lenin. Those are Mexicans. You saw Lenin? Okay. Yeah, it was Toledo's bicentennial recently, I think. They did that for that. Oh, Dirty sees Lenin and everything. He says he thinks the Statue of Liberty is Lenin in a dress. And I trim my mustache. There's a couple of fucking stragglers tickling my upper lip. So mad. Spent time doing it this morning. I did not want to go. Oh, it was so nice. My bed was so cozy warm. This morning, I did not want to get out of bed. Yeah? Oh shit, there ain't no snow here. It ain't gonna matter where I park. Yeah, things are gonna remain slow on purpose until after the inauguration, I think. They're gonna want to do a false. They want to show a false difference between the Biden and Trump as far as numbers go. As apartments, I don't know. I know they're renovating the second floor with suites for business, but I don't know. All right, guys. Peace. You be good. I don't think I'm going to stream from work today. We'll see how busy it is. Later. Love you guys. Thanks for riding with me.